Hey everybody, this is Maxine Taylor with my Stargazers report for the month of May 2016, and what a month it is. Many of you know, of course, that Mars, the planet of action and energy, and what we throw ourselves into, has been retrograde and will stay retrograde until it goes stationary direct on June 29th. What this is doing is kind of flatlining activity. I don't mean nothing is happening, but it's hard to make traction while Mars is retrograde. It's just kind of, Now, we also know Mercury, the planet of communication, correspondence, and transportation, went retrograde at the end of April. And as you know, some of you feel this about a week ahead. Well, Mercury tends to shake things up when it is retrograde. What it does is it confuses people. Your mouth and your mind do not work as a team. And so while Mercury is retrograde, we do not begin a new project. Instead, we tie up the loose ends of unfinished business, unfinished projects. So you're not going to move on a retrograde Mercury. You're not going to buy a new car on a retrograde Mercury, unless this is the completion of a previously begun project, maybe even a year ago. And then again, common sense says, if your car breaks down during the retrograde Mercury and you need your own transportation, buy a car. You want to rent one? That's great. And wait until Mercury goes direct on the 22nd of May to buy one. Great. But keep in mind that we will be in what is called the shadow of the retrograde until June 7th. Had to read my notes and can't even read my own handwriting. Until June 7th, which means that it may feel as if Mercury is still retrograde the entire first week of June till the 7th. That's just how it is. So plan accordingly. Now, we have a new moon, of course, every month, and a full moon. The new moon this month is on May 6th, and it's in 16 Taurus 41. The full moon is on May 21st, and it is in 1 Sag 14. Now, on the new moon, everything starts growing. On the full moon, everything pops and comes to a head. This particular full moon is really powerful because it falls on the retrograde Mars. And even though Mars is retrograde, it is action. So I'm going to tell you where the new moon and the full moon fall in your solar chart so that you can, of course, plan accordingly. When you are ready for your own personal forecast, just go to my website, MaxineTaylor.com. All of my services are listed there. Select the reading or readings that you prefer, and we can move forward. All I need is your birth data, the month, day, and year, the city, and the exact time that you were born. Please don't say early in the morning. I need something within, if at all possible, 15 minutes of accuracy. So let's talk about where the planets are, and then let's talk about what they're doing in your chart. Well, first of all, the sun, the center of our solar system, the giver of life, starts its journey this month in practical, logical Taurus. Taurus is take it slow and easy, don't rush me, I'll get there in all due time. On the 20th, it leaps into Gemini, and the change in energy is going to be palpable. Gemini says, we ain't left yet, let's get going, let's do it now. Okay. Venus, same deal. Venus is love and money and beauty. And it starts the month in Taurus also. It rules Taurus. So this is a placement that says Venus wants to enjoy all the good things in life. And on the 24th, just 4 days after the sun, it joins the sun in talkative, youthful, lots of nervous energy, always curious, always has a smart remark, Gemini. Mercury, of course, is retrograde in Taurus. It will be there all month. And Taurus rules money, it rules our possessions, it rules our values. When Mercury goes direct on the 22nd, that is when things start moving forward. And I'll get to that as I promised. Now, Mars, of course, has been retrograde and will stay retrograde until June 29th when it goes stationary direct. It is in Sagittarius, leaping forward into truth and directness and fun. And on the 23rd, right around the time that the Sun and Venus move into Gemini, it retrogrades back into its own sign, Scorpio. And there is going to be an intensity, one more time, that we will feel until Mars moves out of Scorpio this summer. So let's talk about what's going on in your chart. And I'll explain it in detail to you. First of all, Aries, this month, your money and your ideas, very strongly triggered. Focus on your finances. Now, Mercury is going to go direct in the area of your chart that deals with money, so that if your money is confused or held up in any way, after Mercury goes direct on the 22nd, things should start moving forward for you at that time financially. Yay. Taurus, do your thing your way and focus on your finances the second part of the month. Mercury will go direct in the area of your chart that rules you personally. And if you're a little confused about who you are, what you want to wear, how you want to look, after the 22nd, hit the ground running. Gemini, you start the month wanting solitude and privacy, but the second half of the month you're saying, out of my way or the highway, I'm doing it my way. And so Mercury goes direct in the area of your chart that says you want to stay in tune with your subconscious. You want to be in tune with the spirit plane, but most of all, you just want your solitude and privacy. Okay? Cancerians, your friends are so important to you, and if there's one friendship that's not been working right, after Mercury goes direct, that should work itself through. And by the second half of the month, you too will want solitude and privacy. Great, grand, glorious Leo. We start off the month with you as the leader, and I know you're saying that's exactly where I need to be. If there has been some delay in your movement upward in your career, when Mercury goes direct on the 22nd, you will come into your own. You will be able to move upward and make terrific progress. Combine career with friendship, because the second half of the month says you can do beautifully with your friends. Virgo, you are able to stand back and see the big picture, which is wonderful, but with Mercury retrograde in the area of life that helps you really see all your options, it won't be until the 22nd that you see them and you say, oh my goodness, of course, those are my options. And the second half of the month, get up there in your career, move upward, be the leader, claim your authority. Libra. Well, you want privacy in order just to have your thoughts to yourself, in order to figure out what in the world is going on. And when Mercury goes direct, you will get your answers. The second half of the month, you're able to stand back, see the big picture, and really expand. If you're writing a book, this is the time to publish, the second half of the month. Now you might say, well, I think I'll wait until Mercury goes direct. Cool, do that. Scorpio, dealings with other people look really, really good, but if there are contracts that have not yet been signed, if there are relationships that are not really going the way you want, after Mercury goes direct on the 22nd, they will, and you'll be able to deal with joint finances the second part of the month. Sagittarius, your work looks good, your health looks good, but if there is some holdup in these areas after the 22nd, when Mercury goes direct, they will move forward. And be sure and turn to those who are most important to you the second half of the month. If there's no one special person in your life, that'd be the time to get out there and look for them. Remember, just because Mercury and Mars are retrograde does not mean that life does not go on. It does. Capricorn, you're ready for fun, but because of Mercury's confused energy in that area, your love life may not be what you want, and your kids may not be behaving. After the 22nd, they will. Focus on your job and your health the second part of the month. Aquarius, domestic issues, and that includes real estate. Very important, but if there's an unsettledness in that area, again, Mercury lets up on you after the 22nd. So focus on your kids, but more importantly, have fun. And Pisces, you've got terrific ideas. This is the time to think, but after Mercury goes direct on the 22nd, you will be able to express them more clearly. Spend time at home with your family, the second part of the month. Now let's talk about the new moon and the full moon. The new moon is on May 6th. It's in 16 Taurus 41. On the new moon, things start moving forward. The full moon is when they go pop and come to a head. The full moon is the 21st of the month, and as I mentioned earlier in the program, this particular full moon is really powerful because it sits on Mars. And even though Mars is retrograde, because this full moon is in I want my freedom, Sagittarius, this could be a real kick forward. So let's talk about what all of these lunations are doing in your solar chart. Aries, the new moon helps your finances. The full moon really triggers your wanderlust, your desire to travel, and your absolute drive to take a stand for your principles. Taurus, the new moon encourages you to be yourself, and the full moon says, yeah, but be a psychic detective. Look beneath the surface at what's really going on. You're feeling very passionate about things. Get your answers and keep them to yourself. Gemini, the new moon says pull back and retreat and just organize everything. The full moon says get out there and be with people, whether it's business, whether it's personal, and throw yourself into all of your relationships. You may have to take a stand with people at that point. Cancerians, the new moon encourages you to socialize and be with your friends, and the full moon really kickstarts your job and your health. You're really getting passionate about them at that time. Great, grand, glorious Leo, the new moon enhances your career, and the full moon really gets you going with your kids and your love life. Virgo, the new moon allows you to stand back and see the big picture, and the full moon says you're going to focus on your home, on your family, on all things that provide emotional security, and you're going to throw yourself into them. Libra, you are a psychic detective on the new moon, wanting your privacy to look beneath the surface at what is really going on. The full moon says that you can't help yourself. You've got to express your ideas. So wait until the full moon to share your ideas. You will shoot from the hip at that point. Scorpio, the new moon encourages you to be with other people, particularly those who mean the most to you. And the full moon really brings your financial picture to a head. Sagittarius, the new moon helps you get started in a new exercise program, perhaps, a new health picture, and maybe even a new job. The full moon says, I'm doing it my way or the highway. Capricorn, the new moon stirs up your social life, and the full moon says you're going to pull back, you're going to insist on your privacy so that you can do what you want without prying eyes. Aquarius, your home and family are activated with the new moon. This includes real estate too, which is really great. And the full moon brings out the humanitarian in you. This is your time to socialize, to get together with your friends, and to be a friend to mankind. And lastly, Pisces, the new moon opens your thinking, opens your eyes, and the full moon really kickstarts your career. So, That's May. When you are ready for your own forecast, I'm here. Just go to my website, MaxineTaylor.com. Tell me how I may be of service to you, and we will move forward together. So, till we meet again, may the stars shine brightly on you and yours.